lovely people. Thank you for spending the afternoon with me. Let's see what trouble we can get ourselves into today, right? Um, I hope this mic is working with me. I just buttoned my headphone into my shirt because last time I noticed that the audio was kind of really not so great, and I hope this works. Let's see. I am working on getting just a little clip-on mic, so that should make things easier, and I hope this works for now. Anyway, glad you're all here. Got your tea. I got spearmint this time. Let's get into it, shall we? So, I had a lovely person ask me if I could do a video on a sewing roll. They're also called housewife or hussif. I think I'm saying this correctly. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think it's either an old German or an old Dutch word. There's a couple of different spellings. Definitely go check them out on Google or on Pinterest if you can, because there are some amazing examples out there. They go way back. I think one of the oldest ones I've seen was from the 1700s. So definitely go give them, check them out. Also, some of the new ones that are being made are just simply adorable, like really, really cool. So absolutely go check them out and have a look and see what's going on in the, in the sewing world today. Anyway, so this person asked me if I could do a video tutorial on one, and of course I'm happy to oblige. So here we are, making a housewife. I want to call it hausfrau. I don't know why, but anyway, we're making a housewife. There is another channel that I follow here on YouTube. It's Crafts with Christine or Crafting with Christine. Definitely go have a look. She's a great follow. She is currently making also one, and I checked out the video she has up on it, and it's absolutely amazing. That thing is huge. It's great. There is all kinds of amazing stuff in there. Mine is going to be much smaller, because I want it to be something that I can throw in my purse and just have with me. The lady that asked me to do this asked if it could be specifically made for English paper piecing, and of course it can. I personally am not going to, because my pouch system works really well for me, so I'm going to stick with that for my paper piecing, but I kept that in mind for when I designed this sewing roll, because I have a little pouch at the very bottom that you can use to put your templates and your finished shapes and a couple of ready cut paper fabric scraps in there, and so that should work also for paper piecing. We'll see. Anyway, so a couple of days ago I stared at my fabric stash, and it's just growing out of proportion, and I have a bunch of baskets with just scraps, and they're big baskets. They're like this big, and it's just fabric scraps in there from projects and from other people that I got, and small bits that I got in when I go to the thrift store and buy fabric. Sometimes it comes with other stuff in like the big bag, and things that I personally may not have chosen to buy, but it came in the bag, so I ended up with them. Anyway, so they're in these baskets, and all my cutoffs and stuff are in there. And usually I had it sorted by size, like the ones that are still good for paper piecing and so on, etc. But you know how it is. Anyway, so I took one out, and I told myself, we're going to work through this. We're going to work until this is empty. I'm going to use all these up and then take the next one out. So I sorted it by size. There's a bunch of really small ones that are like postage stamp and smaller, that live now over on my desk for junk journaling and that kind of thing. We're making small little fabric collages with just glue, not much stitching, but just little things. Then there were some that I can use to make patches for mending things, just cute prints or things, but not bigger than about this. And the next size up was napkin sized and larger. I had some really cute prints in there that I think would make really great napkins, so that's going to happen here in a little bit. I'm going to make napkins for my kitchen, and just some other things that are great for, you know, doing some dye experiments or practicing stitching, just things that I'm not necessarily care about, because like I said, they're not fabrics that I might have chosen for myself, but I have them now and I gotta work with it. And if I really don't like them, I probably just donate them back. Anyway, this is where we are. And from this basket of bounty, I have chosen my fabric scraps for my sewing roll. And okay, again, these may not be what if I had free access to my sewing stash or my fabric stash, I may have chosen different fabrics. But again, I am determined to work through this basket first before I use anything else. So here is the fabrics that I have chosen out of that basket. Let's start out with the outside. So this is going to be the outside of my sewing roll. It's really, really beautiful fabric. It has that sort of raw silk look. I'm not sure what kind of fabric it is. I have to do some tests on it. It has sort of that raw silk look with the prints on it. It's beautiful. It is not what I would have bought, you know, if it didn't come in a bag with other stuff. I don't think this would be in my home right now, but it is absolutely gorgeous, and it's going to be my sewing row. So here's one. It was already sewn together, so I'm a step ahead because this is about the size I want. I picked as a size for my sewing roll, I picked 16 by 6, I believe. And the reason I picked that, let me find, oh here, the reason I picked that is because I had this piece of fabric. Is this just a little bit of muslin, and it's I think 7 by 17, and I figured, well, you know, half an inch sewing allowance all the way around. That way I like to, you know, just have a little bit of, before, if I make something that I have never done before, I like to give myself a little bit of extra sewing seam allowance, just in case something goes wrong. I can kind of cut a little bit off, and you know, it's still gonna work. So this fabric was exactly that size, and this is what going to be my sewing roll, the size of my sewing roll. And this is also incidentally going to be the inside, so it's gonna go on the inside here. This is going to be the outside. This is going to be the inside, where all the little things are going to be sewn on that I want in here, like a little pouch down here, and then a needle book. I want a needle book in there, and my scissors up here somewhere, because I figured when it's closed, when the sewing roll is rolled up, the first thing you're going to get to will be your scissors when you open it up. And sometimes when you're out and about, that's all you need. I don't need all the rest, all the needles and the pin cushions and the whatnot. I just need scissors to cut off a tag, or, you know, whatever, a straight thread, whatever. So that's going to be easiest accessible. So there's going to be a little pouch, my needle book, I was thinking something for my measuring tape right here. And I want to make an origami pouch, and I'm not sure if I'm going to make it out of fabric or out of paper. I still have to look into how this is going to work, but I want an origami pouch that you can open up. They fold down really flat, like really flat, and when you open it up, their edges are going to be a little taller, and they will stand up like this. And I was thinking I could use that either for putting my thread ends in, or you know, something like that, because I do collect them, and that way it's not just going to be anywhere. You have a place to put them, if that makes sense. And, or like I said, it can hold my measuring tape, or wait, I wrote it down what I want in here. Where did my, am I sitting on it? Yes, I'm sitting on it. Okay, there's the book. All right, let's see. I wrote down what I want in it because, again, I did some, I don't want to call it research. It was just me, you know, Googling things. And so I want some thread spools in there, a needle book, a measuring tape, and a removable pin cushion. But I'm not sure if I'm not going to substitute that for one of the, I don't know if I have one here, for one of the magnetic needle holders I made, because they are so great. I mean, I have my needle book right here, and I still have that thing right there in both of my sewing boxes. I have another tin, a larger one. You saw it in the video, in the last video, my mending box. It also has one of these. I love them. I love them. So I'm not sure if I'm using one of these instead of the actual removable pin cushion, because I will have the needle book, so I don't think I need a pin cushion if I have one of those. Anyway, it's going to probably morph a little. So all of that, regardless, will be sewn on here. And the little origami boxes I also want removable, because that way, oi, get off me, get off me. That way I can take it out and, you know, maybe put the pouch away if it doesn't need to lay around. Anyway, this is the inside, and that's the plan for now. It might still change. I have this fabric. You've seen this fabric before. I made my pincushion for my desk out of it, which I kind of regret now a little. I should have used something else for that pincushion. Anyway, this is going to be what the little pouch will be like, will be made out of. I've already started to sew the edgings over, so that will be the little pouch. It's just going to be a folded little accordion pouch. Nothing too, you know, spectacular, but it will have 3 little compartments, 2 or 3 little compartments in it. So this is another, and I think it fits with these colors. I think it fits. So that's another, another fabric that goes in there. I have this old vintage handkerchief that I really like. I think it's super cute, and the colors fit really, really well with it. And I have some more fabric in sort of this bluey green in that particular basket, so I might take that out and see what I can make for in it as a little accent, because I think that really fits well with the colors as well. And I have this little bit of really cute lace that was in there. I am thinking about sorry about that, sewing it together like that, just sewing it down here and, you know, in the back there, and making a little pouch out of it and sewing that into my sewing roll to put my thread rolls in. So that's going to be for the thread rolls. I also have this piece of fabric, which I absolutely love. I think it is so happy and just so pretty, and I love, love, love it. And that's going to go on the outside of the sewing roll. Let me fold this up here really quickly. It will fold up like so, and then this will go like so on the top flap. So that's going to be the top flap closure. I think that's going to be really cute. It's happy. It makes me happy. It's going to be good. I also have this fabric that was an old backing of a pillow, and I really, really like the way that it has been worn. It's just so pretty. So I might use this for something. It's a velvet. Velvet is the name of this fabric. So it's a little velvet fabric. I also have, oh, my pins are coming out, velvet ribbon that I was thinking about doing a binding with, but I'm not really certain about the binding, if I even make one, because I'm going to sew all the things on the inner lining and then sandwich it together, right sides facing, with the outside, sew all the way around it, turn it right side out, and then I have a finished edge, so I don't think I need a binding, but this might go either just along the top edge and along the flap of the little inside pouch. Not sure. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, there's there's plenty of opportunities to morph. And this is a tiny little bit of flannel that was also in there, and coincidentally almost the same size as my muslin. And I'm thinking I might have, anyway, so these two were almost the same size, and I'm going to sew this as a lining in, because I want my sewing roll to be a little bit more substantial, to just have a little bit more of structure than just a flippy floppy roll. And I'm debating currently if I give it like a push button closure or just a tie. I'm not sure about that, but this is how far I am right now. What else? I think that was it. I still have a little bit more flannel for making the little needle book that goes in it. I'm debating if I want it square or round or half round. We'll see about that. So that's still being discussed in my head, and we'll see what comes of it. And again, it'll be, I'm sure it will morph a couple of times over. So I guess we'll start with a little pouch to sew. So what I did, let's see if I can, no, I cannot. Okay, my thread is stuck in there. So what I did is I cut out this shape. So this is a little flap down here, up here. So basically this is the size of the pouch, and these will be folded in like so, and folded, yes, and folded back out. And this will be folded in to the middle and folded back out, so that these two lines meet right here, and then you sew up those two lines. You sew these two edges, these two folded edges together, and then you bend this up like so, like so, somehow, and you sew these together right here and right here, these like two open flaps, and then it should look sort of like this. Hold on, let me fold this up a little neater. It should look like this, and this is the flap that goes over the top, and you will have 3 little compartments on the inside for putting things. So that's going to be the little pouch that goes on the bottom, and that's the only placement really that will not change, but the rest, it's up for debate where I put it. So I think I'm going to make this in a couple of different segments. This is day 1 of the sewing row, and I think I'm going to put out the rest in little segments so that they're not all too, you know, too much to watch at one time. But I might edit it all together in the end and put, you know, one big one after all the little ones are out. I might put one long one out if you want to just watch it all in one go. There might be stuff that I edit out, so in the shorter versions you're probably going to see more of what I'm actually doing, if that makes sense. Anyway, there you have it. That's all I'm going to use for mine, and I'll see you again in the next video, hopefully, and we can finish the sewing patch together. We'll start with this. See you later.